Hi guys, so I wanted to make this video today to help you guys out with math. So you guys are going to be moving into the fourth and final section of your project, okay? And that's actually building the building. So using the two-dimensional nets to now build up and make those three-dimensional, okay? This is the most time consuming of the project, so that's why we're giving you a week's time to do it. So this part of the project, this whole phase will be due next Thursday, and that's when we'll actually share our projects with one another, okay? So this part, you guys have done before. It's when you did your taco trucks, you took those 2D nets and made them into three-dimensional shapes. So you're going to be doing the same thing, but now you're just doing it for your city. And what's nice about that is a lot of these buildings, you're going to be able to use bigger nets because I know a lot of times last time working with those smaller nets was kind of complicated, but for the city, obviously you have bigger buildings, so you can use bigger nets. Okay, some of them you might have to use those smaller nets and that's fine, but a lot of them are going to be a little bit bigger. Okay, remember, just like when we were doing the taco truck, the key to this is going to be patience. You're going to have to be patient, okay, in putting these different things together. So let me share my screen with you and kind of go through the steps to this process, okay? So this is in your packet as well, so I would advise you to look at this in your packet kind of as we go through it, okay? So phase 4 now is the building up phase. So it says for the next phase, you'll be working with geometric solids, which are those three-dimensional shapes. So these are the different three-dimensional shapes you'll kind of build throughout this. You'll use cubes, prisms, spheres, pyramids, cylinders, and cones. So you're going to take these nets, these different nets that are in your packet, okay, and you have multiple pages of these, and you're going to turn them into 3D shapes, which we've done before with the taco truck, so I'm confident that you guys know how to do that, okay? So remember, these are the nets that you're given, and then it ends up looking like that, okay? So I would advise you to do at least 4 to 5 nets a day, okay? And how you're gonna do that is I would focus on one section of your city a day. So you have 4 different sections, so maybe focus on one section of your city a day, and then do 4 to 5 shapes per section, and then by the time you're done, you'll have like 20 to 25 shapes that you've put in your city. So before you cut out the net, okay, before you start building the net, I would highly advise you to color it. So if you can see here, I had this net and I colored it before I made it 3D, okay, as it says in the directions, okay. It's a lot easier to color these nets when they're two-dimensional than when they're three-dimensional, okay. So before you start constructing them, please make sure you decide where it's going to go on your project, just like it shows in this picture, and color it and label it before you do so, okay? So as you can see, this one, I made a parking garage, so I put kind of little windows in it. You can be as creative as possible. If you want to give your building a name, give it a name, okay? Then you can cut it out and you can put it together. It says using glue, but I would highly advise you, just like we did with the taco truck, please do not use glue. Use tape. So you are going to need some type of tape. If for whatever reason you do not have tape and cannot get tape, please let me know. I will be happy to buy some for you, okay? So remember, please use tape because glue we found gets way too messy and tape's just easier. So ask your parents for help, ask siblings for help, kind of make this a family activity, okay? And some buildings, if you want to like put together, like put a pyramid on top of a cube to make a building, that's perfectly fine. I think that's what I'm going to do with my church, okay? So this is ultimately for you to be creative. Be as creative as possible with this, okay? And again, we're giving you a week's time to do this. So if you do 4 to 5 buildings a day, you should be finished with your city by next Thursday and be ready to present, okay? So just as an example, I want to show you the different ones that I have kind of cut out and done, okay? So I'll kind of put together this one just to kind of give you, so this is just a cube, which we've dealt with before. When you are cutting it out, please make sure you do not cut off these tabs. This is where you're going to fold it and put it together, so you're going to need to cut out these tabs. Do not cut them off, okay? And then after you've colored it, decorated it, like I said, it's gonna be my parking garage. Now you can put it together, okay? You're only gonna need about 4 to 5 pieces of tape per shape, so please do not go crazy with the tape, okay? Where the dotted lines are is where you're gonna connect your shapes. You're gonna have to fold on the bold lines, which we've done before, fold on the dotted lines, and then kind of connect it together to make a shape. So this one, obviously, we know we can see that there's squares on all sides, okay? And it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 faces. So we should be able to predict that this is going to make a cube, okay? So now after I folded along all these bold lines, now I can kind of construct the cube together, okay? And remember, again, you need to be patient with this, okay? So where the dotted lines are where I'm gonna put the tape. So as I kind of construct it here, I'm gonna need a piece of tape here, okay, just on the, and we did this, guys, so again, I'm just showing you in case you need a refresher, but feel free to do this on your own. Okay, that made that part of it. And now this part, you're just gonna have to do as best as you can. Okay, again, we know that Miss Smith is way better at this than me. You just have to be patient. It does not need to be perfect. As long as it looks somewhat like a building, that is perfectly fine. Okay, so once you have it kind of construct the bottom there, now you can kind of tape that bottom piece up. Again, does not need to be perfect. Just get it as together as possible. And remember, it is gonna sit on a bottom base, so if you have a square piece that you're like, yeah, that looks kind of bad, that's okay. You're not gonna see that bottom base anyway. So I'll probably make this one my base. All right, and after you've kind of taken a couple pieces of tape and got that bottom section together, like so. Sorry, this takes a little bit of time. Again, gotta be patient with it, guys. Then you can kind of look at that top section. You're gonna do the same to the top that you just did to the bottom. Okay, and once that's as good as it's gonna get, you can put some tape on there. Just so it kind of holds it together. Again, does not need to be perfect. And what's nice about tape is it's clear, so you can tape it on the outside or however you can kind of get it together. All right, and I have a cube, okay? Now, after you've constructed your 4 or 5 shapes, okay, then you're gonna actually, let me show you what other shapes I did. So I created a pyramid here, okay? A mall, I made the small out of a triangular prism, okay? I have a cylinder. And finally, a rectangular prism, okay? So after you've kind of put them all together, then you can actually put them on your blueprint, so on your city, okay? And at this point, you can use glue, but again, I would just highly advise you to use tape. It's way easier. So you're gonna find places on your city where you think it would go best, okay? Obviously, I have bigger buildings in the downtown area, so that's where I'm gonna kind of stick these bigger buildings, okay? And you can kind of stick them however you would like. You can kind of see mine here. I just put mine in that downtown area first, and I put it on top, okay? So now I'll kind of decide where I want my mall. You just put a piece of tape on the bottom and then just stick it, okay? I have one that says shopping center, so I'm gonna stick it there. Now I will put my parking garage. Stick it there, okay? This is my hospital that I labeled. I labeled it Rush Hospital. We know that that's a hospital downtown. And finally, my cylinder I'm gonna kind of use, I'm gonna change it a little bit. I'm gonna make it into a fountain. Okay, so like I said, be as creative as possible. If you want to make shapes that don't really have nets into fountains, perfect. Okay, it's kind of however you guys want to do it. Okay. And let me show you guys, here are my kind of sections when I did this, okay? So now they're kind of sticking up from your city, all right? And like I said, with this, kind of be creative as possible. There's no really right and wrong. As long as you do the buildings and put them throughout your city, you'll have a successful city. Like I said, do about 4 to 5 buildings a day, put them throughout your city, and then by the time you're done through this week, you'll have a great city to show with 20 to 25 buildings, okay? Give them names, color them, be as creative as possible. All right, so hopefully this video was helpful. And I'll also attach a slideshow of projects from last year to kind of give you some ideas as well. So go ahead and take a look at that. And again, Ms. Smith and I will be on at 12:30 if you have questions or having trouble or want to share your success so far. Okay. I would also encourage you, this is not due till next, like I said, next Thursday, but please send pictures as you're going so we know how you guys are doing. Okay. All right. Hope this was helpful, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.